Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of T.E.A.R.S. Now today I'm going to be playing Dragon Strike. Now this is a 3D dragon combat simulator game, very similar to the likes of like Wing Commander and Wings. So if you love this game, you'll be so if you love those two games, you'll happily play along with this one. Now of course, for those of you who don't know, I mean, or for those of you who know, have seen my previous videos and stuff and whatnot, especially my Dragon Slayer video, will know that I'm absolutely mad about dragons. Yes, and so seeing this game, I didn't actually hear about this one until a few years later, in fact, through emulation and whatnot. Basically, I didn't hear about this game. I didn't know that this game existed, if you know what I mean, until one day I was just looking up on games on Lemon Amiga, and I thought, what games have got dragons in and stuff. And I came across this one, and I'll tell you something, guys. This is a really good game. This is a very good game. Well, particularly as you're riding on dragons and stuff, completing missions and destroying the baddies and stuff. Now, basically, this is set in the this is actually an advanced Dungeons and Dragons game. It's an endorsed product. It's set in the Dungeons and Dragons world of Krynn, and basically the idea is that there's this great war going on, and basically you're playing the goodies, and it's like Wings and Wing Commander in the fact that as you know, it's a 3D combat simulator. Sort of thing. You're flying around the dragon, you're taking down all the baddies and doing your objectives and whatnot, and basically as you complete your missions, the better you the better you do, the more it's like what you do to affects the rest of the game, sort of thing. And basically you can make your way up the ranks and things like you start off like a low rank because you're like really new and inexperienced, and basically the idea is that you make your way up to the top, if you want to, obviously. Obviously the missions get harder and more dangerous, but you do get to ride the more powerful dragons. The dragon you see there is the first dragon you start off with. That's T.E.A.R.S, your bronze dragon. I have to admit, the graphics in these sections is really good. It's really detailed, quite colourful as well. The sound wise, it's pretty simple. It's just a little drum beat thing here. So anyway, this is another cool thing. You can choose to preview the landscape before you start a mission. But in the case of this video, I'm going to just select no. And this is the map of Krynn. As you can see, the good army's it's not not doing particularly well. It's still all red, evil army sort of thing. And the little flashy circle thing is where you are, your current position. And here we go. It's the first mission. As I said before, this is a 3D game. Now, would I say this game's as good as Wing Commander or Wings? Probably not, actually. It's still a really good game. It's still worth checking out. But I wouldn't say it's as good as the other games. I think, for one thing, I think what stops this one from being perfect is actually the 3D graphics engine. The other two games had really good graphics, and the graphics engine was pretty decent. Although Wing Commander did run a bit slow on an A500, but on an A1200 it ran at pretty decent speed. But this one, even on a bog standard A1200 settings on the emulator, it's and it is a pretty good emulator actually. I use FSUAE, which is a bit better than one I used to use, which is EUAE. This is a new one that's currently been updated. But anyway, anyway, the accuracy of the A1200 on that system, on this emulator, is pretty good actually. But even on the bog standard A1200, you still have to like turn the graphics down a bit, because at least in this one, unlike Wings and Wing Commander, you can actually adjust the graphics quality in this one. But even on an A1200, you'll find yourself only using halfway settings, because on top-notch settings, you can't really go for play with top-notch settings unless you've got a real top-of-range Super A4000 model sort of thing, or an expanded A1200, because it just runs so slow, even on an A1200. Because this is an A500 game. This was released in 1991 by Westwood Associates. I think it was developed by Westwood Associates. Released by T.E.A.R.S, I believe. I think it was. Anyway, SSI, that's it. Strategic Simulations Incorporated, or what they're called. SSI, I think they're usually called. They did a lot of Dungeons and Dragons games. They did games like Heroes of the Lance, Pool of Radiance, and other games. So this is one of the better ones they've done. Definitely one of the best. But like I said, the reason why I say this game is not as good as Wing Commander or Wings is because this one, the 3D graphics engine, it's rather slow. It's also in a small, fairly smallish window as well, and even then it struggles to keep up the speed. I think the reason why Wing Commander was able to run at a faster frame rate, it came in like a similar size window, but the graphics were divered. They used a graphics mode on the Amiga called divering, which basically does actually allow a game to run faster with more detail, but with less colour. And then you can tell when something on the Amiga has been divered, because it's all a bit spotty. That's what I'd say. Wings, it's full. It's pretty much full screen. It's solid 3D like this, but the graphics detail is minimal. The ground detail, you really don't get to see much on the ground, but you see the planes and stuff all right, and it runs at a very smooth rate. But to be fair, I mean, like I said, the 3D graphics in this game could be better. It's a bit. I always found it a bit odd as how to generate the mountains they just use the different to generate the shades of green. The different types of shading. They just use the different colour green. Doesn't make the game particularly look that great, really. Like I said, it is slow, but the 2D graphics are really nice and detailed and colourful as well. So they're done really well. The game, apart from the slightly slow speed, plays very well. As well, you can of course use joystick, keyboard, or mouse as well. Sound effects are, basic but functional. But I like the music's pretty basic, but it does the job. The sounds, not too bad. I mean, you got the sounds of the things like the dragons when you kill them and things, and the clashing of swords and stuff. It's nothing special. Anyway, I've just completed mission 2. Okay. A cheer rises from the ships far below, hailing your valiant defeat of the wyverns. You fly as escort over the ships and safely guide them back to the rest of the fleet. Because basically in that mission, I basically had to protect a load of ships from wyverns. The first mission is basically, I was just a scout, and I had to go and kill them. And that's a nice looking picture. Very, very, very gruesome, very evil. I mean, let's get this chair sorted. Definitely. Anyway, the good army arrived in southern Urgoth, expecting to be greeted by those who manned the knight's outpost. Instead, they were met by pools of acid and melted remains, the signs of a black dragon's destructive passage. Driven away by the arrival of the good army, the black dragon now cowers in the depths of an impenetrable swamp. Interesting. Anyway, swamp. Where you and several other scouts have been sent to report her position, knowing that she would be far too cunning to allow herself to be outnumbered. you set out alone to challenge her to a duel. Right, now this is your first big baddie, your big boss, your first boss. And there's the map again. As you can see, the evil army still hasn't really taken over, but I've moved a bit. Alright, so there we go. Now, of course, the graphics on the left there represent what order you're in and things, and what current rank you're currently in. And the top bit is just for the logos, just for show. Top right is your compass. See, to the right is how high you are. And then of course down the bottom right you got your dragon self and your rider self, and what items you're carrying. I'm carrying like this special special ointment, whereby you can I think if you press 1 on the keyboard, it will heal you, and if you press 2, it'll heal the dragon. So it's quite handy. And then of course I've also got the compass as well, which you would have seen in the other episode, levels, like you see now. It basically points you to the nearest enemy. And of course bottom. And of course, down to start at the bottom there, you got your breath, power, and speed bars. Obviously, when you breathe, your breath bar goes, empties, and then you have to wait for it to recharge. You got your power. I can't remember what your power does, but I know that pressing the A button, pressing A increases your speed, and then pressing S slows you down. So the speed bar, obviously varies depending on how fast you're going. And of course down the bottom left there is like a radar sort of thing, like a magic crystal ball. And but yeah, overall guys, this is a pretty neat game. It's a lot of fun. I've just killed the black dragon. Yay! Anyway, your single-handed defeat of the black dragon distinguishes you among your fellow knights, who laud your courage and skill in challenging the monstrous beast. Surely you overhear one knight of the sword remark, "This young knight is destined for the higher orders of the knighthood." Well, if you're challenging black dragon, someone like the black dragon, you would be honoured. Anyway, so with difficulty comes reward, and for your defeat of the black dragon, you receive a choice item from a lavish hoard, a cloak of protection. This odd garment feels as soft and subtle as any fine cotton cloak, but is almost impossible to cut or tear. It fits very well when you try it on. So I've got a bit of protection there, which is cool. And obviously you see the screen after every mission. If you're in the sunlight, you've got the music playing in the background as well. Nice little tune. There's your dragon sitting proudly at the back there. Your courageous deeds and proven skill have gained you the admiration of your fellow knights, and you ascend among the ranks of the knighthood. Congratulations! You have advanced to the rank of Knight of Crown. Excellent. Definitely save this mission, yeah. Anyway, your astounding success brings you to the attention of the knighthood's leadership, who ask you to join the Order of the Sword. This requires that you undertake a perilous quest. Do not feel obligated to accept, advises Lord Gunthar. Honour and glory may be achieved without leaving the Order of the Crown, and such quests often mean death, but with great risk comes great reward, for the Knights of the Sword often gain higher ranks and greater glory than Knights of the Crown. Also, Sword Knights ride the more powerful silver dragons. Choose wisely, or you will be offered this chance only once in your life. Yeah, so this is a tough decision to make, because it's tough because, like I said, you get to join the more powerful advanced dragons, but the missions get harder, and trust me, they do. But it's great. It's much more rewarding. So it's kind of like selecting your difficulty level. Do you want to go the easy route and not get such high honour, or do you want to go the hard route, which is you more, which is basically you get more recognition and things, but the chances of you dying are much greater. But you know, for the sake of this video, you want to see another dragon in action and stuff, so I'll select yes. You must donate an item to the knighthood to show your generosity. I'm just going to get rid of one of my ointments, because I've got 3 there. And there's your new dragon, and a different picture as well, of course. This is Argent, I believe. But yeah, as usual, this is a really nice graphic, nice picture. It's not. This isn't an AGA game. This is not. Doesn't use the 256 colour chipset of the A1200. This is the bog standard 32 colour A500 chipset it's using, because this is an A500 game. Because this was released way back in 1991, before the A1200s. So it's understandable. Anyway. Honoured, you accept the offer to join the Order of the Sword upon completion of a difficult quest. Argent, a small but fierce silver dragon, accepts you as his new dragon rider. Among the most revered relics of the knighthood, Lord Gunther tells you, are the ancient writings of told his writings at Icewall Castle. Yeah, any knight who could recover these writings would surely be accepted into the Order of the Sword. Your journey south is long and treacherous, but at least you spot the evil High Lord's ice boats as they race towards Icewall's. Beware, shouts Lord Gunther. White dragons are immune to Argent's frost breath weapon. Now, before doing this video, actually after doing this video, it's only after doing this video that I found the alternative fire button. And I believe it's the full stop key on the numeric keypad, I believe. But yeah, so I didn't actually find that out until after recording this video. So you find that in this video I don't use my alternative fire. I just use my lance. Because obviously the different dragons have different types of fiery breath. I think they both have an acid. I think they pretty much all have an acid breath, I believe. Anyway, so let's go and find these ancient writings. Well, actually, to be fair, you just have to go and kill some more dragons. But yeah, it's like I said, this is a pretty good game. It's really good. If you enjoyed Wing Commander Wings, you enjoy this one. This isn't. I wouldn't say this is as great as those 2 games, which I will be doing. I will be doing T.E.A.R.S reviews of them later on, I think. But to be fair, this is a really good game. It's well worth investing in. It's well worth play, especially if you like these sort of games. I certainly do. I like them because they're simple. They're in a way they're kind of like simple, but they're really involved. You actually feel like you're really involved in them. I mean, in this game, it's such a simple game, really, but you really feel as if you really are, a dragon rider on a dragon, and it just gives you that really great feeling. In the same way that Wing Commander makes you feel like you're a space pilot out in space shooting down Kilrathi aliens. And of course, Wings made you feel like it was you were a World War I pilot, sort of thing, shooting down all the baddies in their planes, and it's great because it's got a lot of depth to them, and but the gameplay itself is really quite simple, and therefore it's really easy to get involved. It's really easy to get involved in these games. Really easy to get into. They've got a lot of depth to them, even though in theory they're actually quite simple games. They're merely arcade games in disguise. They just you just go out and kill the baddies and that's it. But there's great stories to them. The atmosphere is brilliant. And that's one thing as well. Your dragon does actually talk to you, like he just there. You see if you turn around, he had this animated face, and then the message box where now it says low altitude. He said, "We can't destroy it." That's because I went to shoot one of my icy fiery breaths, at the dragon and ends up hitting the building. And then actually in fact at some parts of the game, you actually there are actually times whereby your dragon turns around and says, I must rest now, please land because I'm hungry, sort of thing. And so you go to land very gently, and you see him meet I think you see him meet a human, and it's really quite cool. It's like it's really great. And I've just died. But yeah, so it's got some really nice touches in this game. Now, of course, this game was also actually released for the IBM PC, which I do have installed on my computer. So I might do a potty plays on that one. I'd say they're both pretty similar, really. I think the PC version does have the advantage of having not much nicer 3D graphics. But anyway, as you've just noticed, I've just died. Yeah, this is like I said, this is a really good game. Gameplay wise, it's really good. But I think the music and sound effects are alright, I suppose. Pretty average. Are pretty average. But they do the job. Particularly, I think the sound effects is better than the music. And like I said, they're basic, but they do the job. As I said, the only thing that really lets us down is the 3D graphics. It's a bit slow, and the landscapes themselves do look a bit ugly where they've tried to mimic the shading and stuff. Whereby they just select a different colour. But overall, guys, apart from those little shoots, it's a very good game. I do enjoy this one a lot, particularly as I like dragons. But if you like dragons, whether you like dragons or not, it's a really good game to play. I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5. I hope you enjoyed this episode of T.E.A.R.S, and I'll be back again soon with another episode. Remember to favour and like the video if you really enjoyed it. And also, for those who haven't done so yet, don't forget to check out all my other videos on my channel. And also, if you enjoy what you see there, remember to click the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out Retro Asylum at www.retroasylum.com. And for those of you who are watching me over at Retro Asylum, my YouTube channel is Potty127. I'll put a link in the description there. And well, I shall be back again with another video, guys. And in the meantime, goodbye for now.